Hey, you guys. I had no intention of doing a video here this morning, but I feel like there's a few things that I need to say. I'm hoping that the birds, Sonona's blowing kisses, decide to stay quiet behind me. I've been saving all of my political commentary for my TikTok account. If anybody's interested in seeing what I've had to say there, the name is the same as it is everywhere else, Esme2. Easy to find. So I don't even know where to start. I am an ally of the Black Lives Matter movement. I am an ally of our Indigenous brothers and sisters. I am an ally of the LGBTQ plus community. I am an ally of everyone in our country who is marginalized, oppressed, persecuted, because at 63 years old, enough is enough. That's all I can say. Enough is enough. This isn't my first rodeo with the Black Lives Matter movement. All right. When I was growing up, my mom and dad, they were still together. And then later, my mom was a big fan of the nightly news. So I grew up watching the freedom marches with Martin Luther King Jr. I grew up watching the coverage of his assassination, of Medgar Evers' assassination, of Malcolm X's assassination, of JFK's assassination, Bobby Kennedy's assassination. I've seen all that. I sat and watched the anti-war protests. Yes, I grew up a hippie, right? Peace, love, make love, not war, the whole 9 yards. And then I kind of forgot what I learned during that time and what I knew during that time. And I became a citizen and became more worried about what was politically correct and what was accepted by society. And I learned to be quiet, and I learned to stop being an activist, and I learned to stop being such a hippie for a long time. Not quite sure when my inner hippie resurfaced, quite a few years ago now. But my inner activist, that inner child in me that has always had an activist mind, when the Black Lives Matter movement resurged, it was like she rose up and said, "Hey, you, remember who and what you are." So that's what brings me here today. In front of my house, and my house is in a very high visibility location. My home/business is on one of the busiest intersections in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. Pretty much anyone who's been in Newport or anywhere else that wants to get back to Morgan, Charleston, Island Pond has to go by my house. Anyone coming from any other direction, Holland, everybody that's crisscrossing this portion of the Northeast Kingdom drives by my house. So when Pride Month started, I ordered a pride flag, I ordered a transgender flag, and I ordered a world peace flag, all of which I proudly fly right in front of my house. And reactions have been varied. I have a huge container garden growing on my porch, so I'm outside watering and tending plants a lot. And when those first 3 flags were up, I saw anything from disgust to spitting out the window to flipping me off to shouting, expletives and cuss words at me. And my response has always been, "I love you," and I stand there thinking, dude, you're every bit as entitled to your opinion as I am mine. Well, fast forward to the end of Pride Month, I had ordered another flag and it arrived the other day and I hung it up yesterday. And that flag says, "Science is real. Black Lives Matter. No human is illegal." What comes next? "No human is illegal. Oh, women's rights are human rights. Love is love. And kindness is everything." Since I put that flag up, it's been interesting to watch the response. First of all, I almost want to apologize that if you're traveling, let's see, that would be east on, no, that can't be east. It's got to be north on Route 5. And traffic is backed up. you really have no choice but to sit there and look around and see everything and actually have time to read that flag. I said tempted to apologize, but I'm not going to apologize because I'm not sorry. So that would be inauthentic and insincere. But it's been real interesting the past couple of days to watch the reactions to that one flag. And I'm not quite sure where most of the objections are coming from. I'm not sure if it's science is real. I'm not sure if it's Black Lives Matter. I'm not sure if it's no human is illegal. Like, I'm really hard pressed to find out what the sticking point is with everyone and what the big objection is. But I will say that in addition to all of the negative feedback that I get, like I said, cussing, yelling out the window, calling me names if someone sees me, flipping me off, things like that, I also have the opportunity to see a lot of people sit there, read the entire flag, and smile and nod their head. And sometimes if they can see me, you know, I get a thumbs up. So I really, really appreciate that. But I just want to give a shout out to the young woman who drove by just a little while ago while I was watering the plants on my porch. It's freaking hot out there today. Damn. You know, I'm sitting up here in air conditioning and I'm like, oh, it ain't that bad. And I go outside and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to melt. But anyway, while I was watering, a young woman in a late model, dark colored, either black or dark blue compact car drove by, and like she started yelling racial slurs and expletives out her window before she even got like fully to my driveway, and continued the whole time she was slowly driving by because traffic was backed up at the corner. I mean, she was really irate, really irate. Like, I wouldn't want to have taken her blood pressure just then. And I'm like, honey, I don't know for sure what the problem is, but let me tell you something. You have a right to your opinion just as much as I do mine. And I may strongly disagree with your hate motivated comments, maybe your fear motivated comments. I'm not sure which. But you know what? I would stand beside you and fight to the end for your right to say those things, because that's what the U.S. Constitution, the amendments and the articles are all about. I'm not just about the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm not just about the LGBTQ community. I'm not just about all those marginalized groups. I'm here for the Constitution. I don't defend our country. Our country is in a shameful state right now due to the current administration. There, I said it. But I am passionate about the U.S. Constitution. I am passionate about the amendments to the Constitution. I am passionate about the articles of the Constitution. And if you're not familiar with them, you need to be. These days, more than any other, everyone needs a copy of the U.S. Constitution. You can download it as a free PDF, print it, don't print it, keep it on your computer. You can download it on your phone and keep it on your phone. There are even apps that have the Constitution in its entirety that you can download right to your phone for reference. People, we need to know what the Constitution says. You know, we complain about our constitutional rights being stepped on and taken away and eroded. Part of that is because nobody says anything until after legislation is passed, until after something has happened. And the reason nobody says anything is because they didn't know what their rights were in the first place. Reading, studying, becoming familiar with the Constitution can change that in a heartbeat. Can change that in a heartbeat. I encourage everyone who watches this video to get your hands on a copy of the U.S. Constitution, the amendments and the articles, and read them. Know your rights. No one is obligated to inform you of your constitutional rights other than a lawyer that you hire, should you need one to defend them. The police aren't obligated. No one is obligated to inform you of your constitutional rights. That's our responsibility as citizens to know what rights are guaranteed us under the U.S. Constitution. In addition to that, you can go online to Amazon and order this cute little booklet. It's like $2. It's $1.99. Contains the U.S. Constitution, Bill of Rights, the amendments, and the articles, all in this one neat little book. Fits in your pocket, fits in your purse, fits in your chest pocket, fits in your glove box, whatever you got going on. $1.99. A couple of years ago, well, no, maybe like 5 years ago, I ordered a case of them and handed them out to everybody. And I just went online and ordered another case of them because the information is needed more now than ever. So back to the gal who was so upset and so angry about that one flag. I meant what I said before. I may not like what you had to say. I may not agree with what you had to say, but you have every right to say it, just as much as I have every right to fly that flag on my property. So, lost my train of, well, I didn't lose my train of thought. I'm just not sure where I want to go from here. And I can feel already that there's going to be more videos to follow this. To those of you who are offended, I'm not going to apologize. It gives you something to think about. To those of you who have shown support, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. These are times that we're living in very much like I witnessed when I was growing up in the 60s and 70s. The only difference is in the 60s and 70s, we had to wait for the noontime or the evening news to come on. Now information is broadcast in a second. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the easy dissemination of information. I'm thankful that we have access to the truth like never before. So everyone who's involved in the movement, everyone who is directly affected, everyone who is an ally, keep on keeping on. Don't grow weary. Don't get tired. Do what you can where you are with what you have. Not everyone can get out and protest. Not everyone can march. Not everyone can rally. But you can write your senators. You can write your governor. You can write your congressman. You can write your local authorities. And the most important thing that you can do is vote. If you are not currently registered to vote, get out there and get registered. Come election day, November 3rd, you get your ass to the polls and you make your voice known. I understand I'm all about the electoral college. Don't waste your time posting a bunch of comments about that. I have said for a long time that it needed to be dismantled. So if you're not registered to vote, Gen Z, I'm talking to you. If this is your first election year, oh my God, get out there and get registered to vote and show up on election day and make your voice heard. Make your voice heard. We're counting on you guys. You guys freaking rock, right? Gen Z, they don't give a shit about anything. They're not afraid of anything. They're going to stand toe to toe against police brutality. I have so much respect, mad respect for Gen Z, but make it count. November 3rd, get out there and make your voices heard. Compensate for the boomers who gave up on the system a long time ago, or maybe are still trapped in the ideologies of the 60s and 70s, most of which were anti-everything that really mattered. Make your voice known, you guys. That's all I got this morning. To those who drive by all the time and look at the flags and read the newest one, thank you. It's an opportunity to start a dialogue, and communication is going to make all the difference. So whether you agree with me, whether you disagree with me, whether you love me, or whether you hate me, I would stand right beside you and defend your constitutional right to do any or all of the above with my last breath. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I love you guys. Mwah. Till next time.